Well, hopefully this goes well. I found out, as Scott mentioned, this morning I'd be doing this. When I got that email, thanks to the Internet of Things, I was actually wearing waders about to take a couple interns from RNS into Marsh Creek. Needless to say, they weren't too disappointed that they were going to delay their fate of standing here in the creek, but they were pretty happy at the end of the day to go out and see the kind of beauty and amazing natural capital that St. John has. My talk says on the program it's St. John is greener than you think. It could also have two alternate titles: combining business with pleasure, which is how a lot of my photographs that Scott mentioned come to be. They're sort of byproducts of my amazing opportunities I get through work. It could also be called the democratization of public space, and that's something I want to finish off with when we get to Tin Can Beach. This is just a selection of some of the great places within the boundaries of the city of St. John. And I want to show everyone that St. John has a reputation sometimes where I wish we had more green spaces. It's something that I've heard a lot of, where I wish we had more places to go out and be in the environment. But those places do exist. The thing that we need to do a better job of is putting those green spaces where people are and putting those people in the green spaces that we already have. And one of the examples that we have of that is Rockwood Park. It's a phenomenal place, and we need to leverage that more, but it's not the only green space we have. We have some of the most diverse wetlands in eastern Canada. We have salmon-bearing rivers. We have bird life that's the envy of so many. We have rocky highlands growing blueberries and having grouse that I just stumbled across one even today who was defending its young that were just hatched. The things that you can do in St. John will absolutely blow your mind, and that's something that we need to do a better job of communicating, and something that I take personal pride in doing that communication myself. In the past week, I've seen 5 blue herons feeding at the end of a street uptown in the center of our city. I have paddled on a river underneath Rosse Avenue. You want to talk about St. John's underground culture. It was right there, I'm telling you. I have, done trail running, set up an adventure race that we're running next week to get people out there in the community to see these things firsthand. And that's something that, leads into sort of that idea of democratizing public space. As actually Dan brought up earlier, the idea that nature has to be, formalized in some way just isn't true. Thanks to modern advances in technology, we can communicate a photo of a brilliant place like the Narrows here, which is a place just beyond the North End in St. John, and people can go find out where that is. They can see it as whether it's a geocache site or just the coordinates of somewhere they can go visit. They can learn from others the great natural spaces we have in and around our city, so that you're not limited to merely the parks that are listed in a tourist brochure. You're out finding these things firsthand, so you can go experience those blue herons. You can go out and be in Marsh Creek and start to really appreciate what we have here. One of the ways that I'm personally trying to do that I'm very excited about, are 2 large restoration projects we're working on. One is already underway. You may have heard of Harbor Cleanup. And let me tell you, this is probably one of the most exciting things that no one's talking about in the city of St. John. It wraps up in July. The 16 million liters of raw sewage we put in our water courses every day for hundreds of years is virtually a thing of the past. I can actually tell you that I just got this afternoon our first water quality data from Marsh Creek since Harbor Cleanup has diverted the sewage from the lower stretch, and the recovery within the first several months is amazing. We've gone from, in this exact area where you can see some blue herons by the Courtney Forebed, has gone from numbers of 250,000 to 2 million fecal coliform bacteria in a 100 milliliter sample. Now the highest that we've seen is 13,000, and some of it's only 225, which is only 25 off from the number that Health Canada says is safe for contact. We are this close to being able to go into Marsh Creek and not worry about getting sick, about smelling anything nasty, about the awful reputation of the literal scum that St. John had running through it. And it's a thing of the past. And the change that that's going to offer us as a city is something that we have yet to tap into, and that we have to start doing, and that I want to start doing. And one of the first ways we're doing that through harbor cleanup, through the Marsh Creek Restoration Initiative, is to work right next to this at Tin Can Beach. That we were happy to sort of announce recently that by the end of this year there'll be 450 new trees down there, and we're going to make it the site of essentially St. John's first crowdsourced public space, where we're going to seek community contributions for, we've got the trees taken care of, and we're working on some other funding for the rest of it. But we want the public to contribute ideas. We want them to come to the table with, what's the best park you've been to across North America, across Europe, and we can put one piece of that there. We're going to start, Kickstarter, Indiegogo type online crowd sourcing of funding for this, and really get this off the ground to make this the community-driven green initiative that it can be, and that can be the model for every other bit of public space we have in St. John. So, I mean, I could go on for hours about what we have here in the city, and please, contact me, ACAP St. John, sign up, volunteer, whatever, and I will take you out into a swamp, and and it'll be the most fun that you've ever had. So.